Episode 107 is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Support the show at patreon.com/thewildernesspodcast. Our supporter of the week is Derek Orman. We're also brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/wild to get a free month and a free audiobook. Welcome to episode 107 of the Wilderness Podcast. I am your host, Dilz, and with me is Deagin.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yet another slow week, still coming off the withdrawals of RuneFest. So this week we have some mobile changes. Looks like they're really prepping for that release that's just around the corner. Some news on the upcoming addition to the player-owned house, the Nexus room, and merch.
Buy that merch.
Buy that merch, yeah, that's right. But that's basically it. We do have some minigame talk coming at the end of the episode, but till then, Deagin, how was your week? Anything exciting happening?
Kind of, I guess. So, not RuneScape related, I guess. I bought Soul Calibur 6, which just came out.
Ooh.
Yeah, so...
which is the one that came out for GameCube?
I think it was Soul Calibur 2.
No, really? There's been that many since?
Yeah, I had Soul Calibur 4, or I guess we did, on Xbox 360.
I think that was the same one for GameCube.
No. That no way.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fucked.
Yeah, that was a generation gap. Never really got into Soul Calibur. I've never been really big into fighting games. Like, Mortal Kombat was probably the most, but even still, I never get big enough into them so I can figure out combos. Just button mash.
True. Yeah, I don't know, I like fighting games. I'm not like that good at them, but like when a new one comes out, I'll always pick it up and play it just to kind of enjoy it. The issue is that I always buy them on PC, and like the Steam community dies pretty hard, pretty fast.
True.
Like the first week when the game's got like a lot of hype and streamers are playing it, it seems like everybody on Steam and or like wherever like you play or whatever the hell it's on is playing the game, and then like a month in, I can fight one person and like that's it, you know? That's all I can fight is like one dude for the whole day. Hopefully they're cool people. Sometimes you can meet people like that, I guess, but
it does seem like streamers kind of have a big pull when it comes to marketing video games. Where if there's a handful of really big streamers playing one game, a lot of people gravitate to that game. It seems like that's what made Fortnite become as big as it was. Cuz I know it's been out for a while, but then just one day, suddenly, it's it's huge.
Fortnite was different because I want to say like the first big Battle Royale game was H1Z1's version of it. And then it split off into two games.
Hold on, whoa. Last Man Standing started it all.
Not really. Last Man Standing was pretty late. H1Z1 was first. Well, kind of. But yeah, it was the first big one. Streamers, like I guess like Tyler won at the time. Some people made it really popular. And then, but there's like a lot of issues with the game, obviously. Then like PUBG comes out. And everyone's like, oh man, PUBG is amazing. It's super, you know.
Where does the culling fall?
Oh yeah. No, you're right. I think the culling was before H1.
Because I bought that game. And then there was another Battle Royale game that came out. And then
Everyone hopped to it.
The culling died. And I was like, man, I just spent like $20 on this early access too. I'm sick of buying these goddamn early access games and then they die.
Yeah, funny thing with the culling is they came out with the culling too, and that game was like dead on arrival. Like nobody played it. So then they just like scrapped the whole game. They had like a little like joke stream, like rest in peace culling 2. And then they like re-released like vanilla culling 1.
The game's been out for like 2 years. How can you already have like an old school culling coming out?
Oh man, it's been way longer than that.
Maybe it has, I don't know.
All of them have like really big issues, and then Fortnite came out and it was super like kid friendly, and it's like kind of fast paced, and like it was not buggy. Not buggy compared to like all the other ones. And then like the building aspect, some people like it a lot. And then, like, now everyone's playing the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Battleground.
I heard it's good.
I heard it's really good, yeah, but I'm not buying it.
Yeah, especially, like...
It's Call of Duty 15.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What? Don't they only come out with one a year?
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's been 15 years since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4.
Like there was Call of Duty 1, 2, 3.
Okay, let's do the math here. 12 years?
Something like that.
Jeez.
I remember playing it in...
I was like 13 or 14 when it came out.
Yeah.
That game blew my mind because it was the first game I played online. And I remember just being like blown away that I'm playing with real people.
Like FPS?
On
Xbox?
Pretty much FPS, yeah. Before then it was all Habba Hotel and RuneScape.
Little bit of Guild Wars 1. I love that game. That game was sick.
Never got into it.
Anyways, kind of got sidetracked, but Soul Calibur 6, fun. Played that a bit. Any other games? Kind of just like playing random games. Like I re-downloaded like Team Fortress 2.
Is that game still even being played?
Kind of. It's so different from when I played it because that was like one of the first games. That was like the second game I got super tryhard in, where I was like looking up like how to like get some epic wins. Dab on kids. No, but
I never got into Team Fortress. I was all about that Counter-Strike Source.
Yeah.
That game was good. I miss it.
Yeah, like that TF2, man, Left 4 Dead 1, all that stuff. I was so into those games. But anyways, like we keep sidetracking. Jesus. Did I talk about like Hema? This
is your second class. How'd your second class of Hema go?
I guess so. It was good. Little frustrations. I can start seeing the frustrations of like a small seed. Does that make sense?
A small seed.
Like this is like the beginning of a class that could be bigger. Like this is like the second lesson that's ever happened. So there's growing pains for like the teacher, for the class, for like everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're at like not the tipping point, but you're getting to the tipping point on whether you're going to be like, okay, things are getting better, or this is what the Hema class is going to be, in which case it's going to stagnate pretty fast.
It's like if you go back and listen to episode 1 of our podcast, and you're like, ooh, it could get better, though. It could get better. And then you skip like episode 20, like, now they're getting their rhythm, right?
Yeah, or it's like worse. The audio quality's just gotten bad.
So it's as if middle of episode 1, where you're like, yeah, it's neat, it's interesting, it's new.
There's a fucking echo the whole time.
There's an echo the whole time, though. And if this is a consistent problem, I'm tapping out,
Yeah, true.
Deagin keeps swearing this much, I gotta tap out. So, like, I don't know if I've gone in depth. I'll quickly just, like, yeah, the class is really small. It's a class size of 8. Me and then our roommate being 2 of them. Then we have 1 person training. And then we have, like, 2 assistants.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we did judo, we had, like, 3 black belt, like, senseis.
Yeah, and then you had, like, the students who were the top of the class who would also kind of help out.
Yeah, they would willingly spar with, like, the newbies and teach them safely. Also that they would, like, import. They would have, like, other people from around the world. Like, we had some crazy dudes from, like, other countries.
Oh,
like,
yeah, they would show up.
And they would, like, do some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could, like, train with them. So for this class, there's just, like, 1 guy and then 2 of his assistants. And I learned really quickly that one of his assistances is, like, not good.
Oh, it's their first class, too.
They've been at it for a year, and they told me that. Wow,
I'm gonna be training you. Not a clue what I'm doing though, but we're just gonna run with it.
So like we did a bunch of stuff. The guy was like, "All right, this is fix up your footwork, do this, this, and this. Getting a lot of stuff done. Cool. All right, this, and this. All right, we're gonna learn some new stuff. Right? Cool. So we learned like 2 new things. I won't go into detail. Just like whatever. First thing we learned, I'm like, okay. I get the basic idea, but obviously I need to work on like a lot of things. I'm new to this and it's like hard. And then we like, whatever, learn another technique just for like future reference because it's going to be semi-related to other things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's not like you need to know this by the end of class. Mm-hmm. It's like you'll recognize this type of a pattern in a lot of different things that you're going to be learning. So you might as well get the gist of this.
Yep.
So for this was like the second thing. And the way they had is like all the students are like sparring, or not sparring, but practicing. And then like the assistants and the guy kind of rotate around and then they just like help out, right?
Okay.
But we had 1 or 2 people that didn't show up because they couldn't.
Oh, and then the class falls apart.
Well, it's not that. It's like one of them called in ahead. He's like a TA.
Okay.
And so when he comes to class, he has to book off and like tell other people to cover for him. So he's going to I'm going to be in every other class, which sucks. And another dude was like, I got some shit, but it's the only one I'm missing. So yeah, it kind of did throw everything off. And I ended up being paired up with the one assistant for like the remainder of like the lesson.
Sure.
The main thing was like, if someone like swings a sword at you but you also swing and you're like a little bit like they were first and you're like a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way to do it so that like you can block and hit them at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
And every time we ran through the drill, it was really like the way it played out was really weird. I was doing things like really wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like talking to the person like, okay, so what am I doing wrong? And then they wouldn't be able to tell me because they don't know what's happening as well. Yeah. So like another assistant comes and then they're explaining that this person I've been like training with has been doing it wrong the whole time. So now I'm picking up like, now I'm doing this bad. And they sat there and practiced for like 10, 15 minutes. And I just like sat there and watched. And then we moved on to the next thing. And I'm like really frustrated because I'm just there for like 20, 30 minutes. Like I didn't learn anything from that. All I know is that like,
you're watching YouTube videos on Hema and you're like, okay, guys, I know how to. You're both doing it wrong.
All I know in a tournament setting, I would have fucked that person up so hard. I'm not even kidding. I was fucking destroying them, and I shouldn't have been. Like, it should have been like close, where I'm like, there's like some sort of side step you have to do in the middle of it, whatever.
Well, lesson 3, I think that's gonna be where you know whether or not it's going up or going down.
And then they like showed us a bunch of other weapons that they have. That shit was pretty fun. We got to play with like daggers, poignards, or something like that. I'm probably butchering it.
I've been seeing some videos on Hema. It looks bizarre.
Are you looking at M1?
I have
Hema?
no. I mean,
because M1 is like.
I've been seeing a lot of different types of videos. Some that's like sparring, like fencing, but with weapons. Some where it's MMA with weapons.
Yeah, that's like M1. That shit's stupid.
They will like knock a guy to the ground. Then they'll use their shield and just smash them in the face nonstop.
Yeah.
By the way, the ref has no armor on, so he's kind of like, please stop. I don't want to get in the... Please, can you just stop? He's down. You win.
In some of the videos, the guy's knocked out and the dude's beating the fuck out of him, and the ref is just like, this is a good fight. And the guy just stops, like, looks at the ref, and he's like, oh shit, okay, this dude is... Yeah, he's knocked out. Yeah, no, he's fucked. Okay. We need an ambulance. You know what I mean? Like,
horse shows up with a stretcher. See, that's the problem, though. In MMA, you can tell when someone's knocked out. Like, I saw one where a guy was down. He's getting his face smashed in. He has a helmet. And the ref stops the fight. The guy's screaming, and they can't pull the helmet off because it's all dented in.
Yeah.
And I was just watching this thinking, what?
Yeah. No, that's so stupid.
This is just, it's LARP. Go LARP.
Hema's more of like fencing. There's like a point. It's like a point system. So like, if I hit you and you don't hit me, in like the same like motion and the same like, you know what I mean? If I hit you cleanly and I get away from it, then I get 2 points. If we both hit each other kind of at the same time, because it's supposed to simulate like a real fight, then we each get 1 point. First to 6 wins. That's like one set. Might do like 3 or 5 sets. And it's, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like the rounds can be really quick, especially depending on what weapons you use. Like, if you're using like a longsword, they're called, there's a phrase for it, but like a one motion, I don't know, but like typically with longswords, you're like blocking and attack at the same time.
Cool.
And if you're using like a scasmatar, like a simi, or like a rune simi. Now, if you're using like the meme, rune scasmatars.
Yeah, that's an old one. It's a throwback.
If you're using like a saber, you'll swing and then block.
True.
So those will go longer. You know, just like different weapons have different speeds.
Interesting.
Anyways, who cares about that? RuneScape. What did I do? I didn't actually play this week.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I played a bunch. I did. Was I doing Revs last week?
You started it.
Okay, maybe I just started it, but I did 2 days-ish of Revs and a little bit here and there. And I got like the 16 mil emblem.
Nice.
I saw...
It's fat draw. That's probably one, besides the uniques, That's the biggest.
I want to say it's like a 32, maybe just a 16. I don't know. But I saw 2-3 mills just spawn on the ground randomly. Because someone either died killing it or whatever. I saw a loot bot get one. A dude outpitted me for another, and I got the third. But overall, for like 2 days, I had like, or maybe like, let's say 3 days. Let's play it safe. I had 38 mil rev tab. Even if you take out the 16 mil, you know what I mean? Like
that's
22 mil. Averaging like almost the same amount of money as Zara per hour. And my wrist doesn't break after an hour.
That's good. That's a plus.
Yeah. Also got a couple PKs. Went PKing a little bit.
Actually?
Got a kill. So some dude started attacking me at Revs. And I had my blowpipe and my G-Maul. And I KO'd him super hard. And I got his loot and like Gothics Coif and like random trash. But like,
yeah, it's not bad.
He just like tried killing me because I guess he was pissed that I kept snagging all the Revs because...
Oh, he's just a random PVMer.
He was like a random PVMer and he just started attacking me.
Maybe he just wants that skull to get that.
But he like
big loot.
Because people like will like, you know, punch you or something or hit you once and walk away. And like, okay, that's fine. You know I can attack you now, right? You know, I kind of just think that like I can just venom you and ruin your trip because I'm an asshole if I want to. I don't do that, but
and you got skull tricked.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, whatever. That was fun. And then went PKing with my buddy. We got like a 1 mil PK off some dude. We made like 1.8k in like an hour, or 1.8 mil in like an hour of PKing. It was pretty nice.
Pretty good.
And then afterwards we went to Bandos. And if you're in the CC, especially a couple months ago when like the Wild Boys were like on the God Wars dungeon and Corp, like remember those days?
Yeah, the Bandos and Corp trips.
You would log on and like everyone's like at Bandos.
Yeah, I remember doing like an 8-person mass at Bandos once.
Yeah, I did like 4-hour trips with random people. It's like, hey, let's go do some Bandos. Like, okay, I'll tank. It's kind of what would happen. I get forced to tank. But this time I went being like, I'll tank. Hey, I got 9-9 prayer. That's the best in slot, excluding the Max Cape and the Inferno. What up? I almost have best in slot like tanking for Bandos, right? Just need an Ellie and like I guess a Max Cape now or an Inferno. But with me and this one guy specifically, we've done like together, we've probably been around for like over 1,000 God Wars kills.
Sure.
And I'm always tanking, not always, but I tank Bandos a lot. So like a lot of my kill count I've got like 5 kills in a trip with like a 4-man.
Yeah.
And the thing is the only loot I've gotten with him is a Zammy hilt, which is like a couple mil, and then like a couple Sarah swords, 2 or 3 Sarah swords.
That's like one of the best drops you can get in the God Wars dungeon, though.
No,
Sarah sword, not Sarah God.
Yeah, no, Sarah sword.
Never mind.
So if you've talked to me and asked me to go do Bandos, I always say no. I don't get shit. In fact, I lose money because when I go, I'm not going to demand the God. Like usually the tanks.
But you know what happened, right? You go back in the archives of the podcast. You were getting nonstop every week. You know, got Bandos task sets, kill count 1,
17
solo.
Yeah,
that would happen like every week. Now you're going through the withdrawals.
Well, not anymore. So we go to Bandos and we're both like, well, we're not going to get anything, but let's just do it for some fun. End the night, first kill count. Like we kill Bandos and just like killing the minions, and he's just like, oh, Bandos has it, and I'm like, what? And I like just look, and I just see. I don't even notice. They were just on the ground for a while after the kill,
and they disappeared.
Nah, we ended up getting them. We got
Bandos tassets.
Yeah, ended up getting tassets. Cool. So there's a lot of money made, I guess, this week. Yeah. Tassets, like almost 40 mil at Revs, all that good stuff. And then I'm almost done. Don't worry. Going back to the Rev Caves, we talked about it. Was it last episode?
The skull,
the whole being skulled at Rev Caves, where you have like pretty much triple the chance on getting loot.
Yeah, this was, if you're a new listener, maybe this is the first episode you're gonna hear.
Yeah.
Last week they revealed that one of the J mods revealed what you just said. Being skulled increases your loot chance.
Yeah. So I'm gonna paraphrase it super hard, but in general, it's about a third. I mean, 3 times more likely. And then the way they have the Rev Caves is like general loot, good loot, And the good loot is where you get like the crossbow, the Vigoras, chain mace, all that stuff.
Yeah, the relics.
And it's on a scale of, I believe, 0 to 49 or 48. And so every time you get like you hit the good loot table, random number rolls, whatever. But if you're skulled, you only roll between 0 and 13. So there's 14 because zeros count as a number.
Those are the best drops.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the Ancient Crystal, which is like 100k, but that's just as likely as getting one of the Revenant weapons or items.
It is unique. You need that to build the obelisk in your player-owned house, which allows you to teleport to the wilderness.
Yeah. But there's things like on the good loot table, like Dragon Medium Helm. You know what I mean? Or, so like, if you're skulled, and every time you hit it, which you're 3 times more likely, you're like, besides that, which is like, you're just as likely to, you know, get a Revenant item.
Yeah.
You're going to get like 2 mil plus, right?
Yeah.
So it's really profitable. So, me being me, I'm like, I'll try it out. Bring a whip, bring like Mythic Cape and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Set up my inventory, go in. Can't really kill anything because it's really hard to secure kill count or the kills because people are blowpiping it and using like Revenant weapons.
Sure.
And so I'm there for like 20 minutes. I got like 3 or 4 kills. Like, it was super annoying. And then a team logs in and I'm like, all right, get TB'd. Like, that's fine. I'm like running, eat my summer pie to go take the agility shortcut at the bottom. And then since I was there for so long, I had like 1 prayer pot left.
Mm.
And I'm about to talk shit and jump the gap, catch barrage, get speared, and get fucking ancient mace for my whip. And I looked at and I realized that like, yeah, I just like, my prayer was too low and they ancient maced me.
Why did you have a whip? Why don't you have a blowpipe?
Because I was skulled.
So if you're gonna skull, you're gonna bring just melee?
Well, I didn't want to test it out with the blow because I would have got smited.
Fair enough.
Because like, you're risking 5 mil blowpipe and then like all the darts, a couple 100k in darts, and then a couple 100k in scales as well.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna bring a whip. It's easier, and like, worst case scenario, I get smited. They're getting a Kraken tentacle, and that's it. And actually getting smited, and dude, they were so bad, but they were
bad, but at that moment you were worse.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't even imagine if they didn't even change. Like, this is Ancient Mace has been like fixed, air quotes, parentheses. You know what I mean? Like, I just
at least it can still smite people. That was one of the worry, right?
Yeah, but like, I got smited by the dumbest people, and I was just even more dumb because PKing kind of melted my brain from like the day before.
True.
But last thing, sold off my tab and everything. Bought a crossbow.
Cool. That's a big. How much you pay for that?
89 mil.
Ooh, you have 89 mil.
Well, I have more than that, but
Rich bastard.
I sold my Dragon Warhammer. The thing is that last time I looked at it, was 150 mil, and then the update, like, they've just been crashing. Update comes out with the Scald, and it dies in price. And then I noticed it actually started going back up, so I went and bought it, tested it out. It's really annoying because you're like when clans come, they just beeline for you.
That's why when I was doing revs, I loved finding a place that had someone with a crossbow, because I just wouldn't attack whatever he's attacking. I would attack something else, but I knew if a clan logged in, I'm their second option.
Yeah. So yeah, I get a lot of people attacking me, and it's annoying because I would literally show up, get 1 kill, loot, clan comes in, Seed Pod, Clan Wars, Burning Amulet, teleport, get attacked at the Lava Maze teleport, go to KBD, hop worlds, teleport, whatever, do all that stuff, go back to, you know what I mean? Like, people just see you with the crossbow, and they're like, this guy might have 10k Ether on him, I gotta attack him, you know? Yeah, it's pretty good, and it's gone up like 7 mil since I bought it.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's kind of nice.
That's the thing, it probably dropped in price because with the new information of being skulled, people are suddenly, well, I want to be skulled when I'm in there, but nobody wants to be skulled with a crossbow because it's so expensive.
Exactly. And, you know, you can sell your crossbow and buy, like, you know, 15, like, blowpipes, fully kit them out with rune darts, and you get smited for 15 blowpipes. And I just want to test it. I'll probably sell it again. But, yeah, just kind of, like, messing around with, like, Rev Caves and stuff. I'm going to just, like, test some things out, I guess, because, like, I get on RuneScape. I don't really know what to do. I mean, I did some herbivore this week, but nothing interesting about that.
How's herbivore? Good experience?
No, it's like
Good.
89-ish K an hour.
It's something. It's no agility or rune crafting.
Yeah, but I can be getting double that doing chins.
Yeah.
And getting way more money.
Is it good money? Oh, way more money?
Oh,
Well,
dude, herbivore's not that good money. Because whenever you pick, I have 90 herblore. I'll do like an hour of herbivore and get like 10 torsals. You know what I mean? A million guams, because it's based off of your herblore level to what the items you get. Sometimes you'll kill herbivore and you'll get 3 guams. Sometimes you'll get like, Erit, Quorm, Guam. So like you don't really get that much, and you're using a lot of staminas and.
True. Is it fun at least?
No, it's similar to agility.
Oh,
click,
God.
run, click, run. That's it.
Is it more AFK than chin hunting?
Yeah, everything's more AFK than chin hunting.
Okay, is it?
You can't click it and walk away from your computer, but you're not like, hey, if I tick manipulate like the boxes, that's technically more AFK because I have half a second of rest as opposed to like you're always clicking something when you're doing. Yeah, so everything's more AFK than chins in my opinion.
Fair enough. Pet's nice though.
Yeah, so I was kind of I want to like passively go for the pet while I go for 99, and it's about it's a 1 in 6,500 for the pet, and that's about 12,760,000 experience. I just did it off the top of my head. No, I'm kidding. But
crunch those numbers.
So like either I get 99 and a pet, or I get a pet before 99, or I get 99 and I'll bitch about it for a while. Gives me something to complain about in the podcast because I'm lacking that.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's enough about me. What about you?
It's been a pretty light week for me. Real life stuff, okay, who cares? RuneScape, not a whole lot, but I did finally smash that 99 fletching.
Nice, congrats.
Thank you. I'm not happy that I have a 99. I'm just happy that I can choose another skill to hate for a while. It's just...
And now you're cooking.
Oh, I already got cooking. Cooking wasn't bad, though, because I was making like 250k experience.
And now you're crafting.
I am. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
I have a master clue that I need to get 86 crafting on, so that's why I'm doing some crafting. I'm at 80, 81 now. It's so expensive. I had like 4 mil, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this to get to 86 crafting.
I can already tell it's not going to work.
No, I got 1 level, and I have 600k left.
Yeah.
It's, this is like stupid. I'm like, I got to go do Vorcast to make money for crafting, or...
Now I'm going to have to save the dehydes, though, because I have to use... Nah, but
yeah, pretty much.
I found with...
It's not even super fast experience, and it's not AFK.
It's fast? What do you mean?
It's not crazy fast experience like cooking is. I was getting like 150k an hour.
Well, what are you crafting?
Red dehyde.
Bodies?
Yeah.
That's pretty fast.
Well, I think the problem is that...
You're AFKing?
Yeah, I'm AFKing it.
Yeah.
See, you can only make, 5 dehydes in an inventory?
Yeah.
Something like that. Which means by the time you start crafting it, you're finished. It's done so fast.
Yeah. Fast experience.
If you want to be fast experience, you got to be paying attention the whole time. I'll get up and like go grab a drink and come back and do the next inventory, and then I'd go, I don't know, clean some dishes. No, not actually, but
yeah, you're just not really actively crafting.
Yeah, I'm watching a video and then I look back over and I've been sitting still for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So working on that. I think I'm going to do some passive wood cutting experience too when I need to. Because I'm at, 95 or 96. So I'm getting close. I'm just trying to, point myself in the direction towards a max cape. It's never going to happen. If agility wasn't a skill, it might happen.
See, it's funny you say that because, I'm slowly grinding for a max cape. And I'm trying to do it, the most economical way. Is that a word? Ecumenical way?
Yeah, I like that.
Ecumenical keys?
Yeah. It's good.
Trying to be as economic. I can't. Words are just not working for me right now.
Economical.
I am trying to save lots of money or make money. So the way I have it planned out isn't get 99. It's do the elites, figure that shit out, and then from there, maybe go for this skill, which will if I do hunter, because I said I think I said I was going to get 9900 by the end of this year, and it's end of October, so now it's kind of crunch time.
Oh, yeah.
I really want that cape. But the money I make will be able to go into like a buyable, you know what I mean? You can kind of flip-flop between like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like agility and mining would kill me. I don't like those would worry me if I ever like
mining's
have
not
those
so
left.
bad because Motherlode Mine, I didn't mind it. Once you get in the groove of things, it gets kind
nice. Good pun.
There it is. You
Yeah.
caught that. That's good. God, I'm hilarious sometimes. No, but it's pretty. It can be pretty AFK once you get in the good groove of it. You unlock the upper area. You get the bigger
Bag.
bag or the bigger hopper.
Yep.
It allows you just to do like 5 inventories before you need to go get them out. It's just super fast. I didn't mind it once I unlocked that. Obviously, compared to fishing and wood cutting, it's a lot slower. And the experience, not a lot slower. It's a lot less AFK.
And the experience is pretty shit.
And the experience is pretty shit.
Yeah. See, I look at Blast Mine,
Yeah.
and that's not AFK at all, but you make a lot of money, which I'm like, hey, if I get 99 mining, put that money towards 99 smithing and do gold bars. Like, that's kind of how I think about it, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
And you get like a lot of experience.
Yeah, it's basically my week right there. Just doing some crafting, running out of money from the crafting, and then doing wood cutting and Vorkath.
What you should do is like what I did with prayer and my crafting. I might have done a bit of it with Herblore, is just put in buy orders for low. Like, look at the trend.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
If you
but
take- if
my
you take,
problem is I buy them low, and then I go to like use them, and they've dropped 50% in price.
Yeah, that's fine.
Happens every time.
Well, that's why you like look at the quarterly or the yearly trends. Like what I do.
I looked at those bird nest yearly trends, and it screwed me. I saw them going down. They're going to go up, and then they went down. So they went from like 4K to 2.5K. I'm like, this is my shot. I'm going to buy 15 mil worth of them, or 12 mil, or I can't remember how much I spent, but. And then they continued to drop to 1.5K, and I'm like, well, they're going to ship to 4K eventually because look at the charts. They're always showing it going up, and they never go down lower than 4K, and now.
See, the trick is to look at when they drop and then go to the relevant Wilderness podcast episode.
Just re-listen to it.
And then just like listen to the updates. Like, oh, so like.
God, this episode's so bad. I'm just going to delete it from the library.
But like, yeah, you figure out why, and then it's like, oh, is it just like a, this is just rising or crashing because of like this like flavor of the month type
like,
of a deal? Or
yeah, I already know what contributed to the drop of the bird's nest. It's the Vorkath,
Yep.
Revenants. They drop birds' nests?
I don't think so.
Okay, but let's pretend they do anyways.
Yeah.
Something about them.
Well,
that's
there's
making
trees around the Revenant Caves, right?
There's trees around the Revenant Caves. And then plus you would use the canoe to travel there sometimes.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yes, and then maybe you got that axe and you're wood cutting along the way.
Mm-hmm. EHP.
And anyways, the bird houses.
Yep. Birds houses. People kind of realize how I don't do them because dailies, but yeah, you get a lot of nests and it's like good money for addition to your herb runs.
Yeah, and it's hunting experience.
Yeah.
So that's why it's dropped. There's probably some other factors as well, but
yeah, I did that for crafting. I bought a bunch, all my hides. I bought whatever my crafting level was. Like I bought like 10 or 15 levels worth. It's like 85 or whatever it is now. And then I did 99 prayer and I put really low offers in. And it took like time. You know what I mean? Like it took a long time. But as soon as it was done, like I went and made all the bodies and then like sold them with the mindset of like, there's some noob who just wants this gear, or like this guy's got a clue scroll. And so I would put them like at like the exact price that you would get if you alked it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like you just try and like squeeze in that little bit more, so it's like less GP per XP. Because that's what it all boils down to, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And save a little bit of money, but it kind of goes a long way. Sometimes you like buy it and then it shoots up, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And then you can just like sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Make
like,
some money.
If you're squeezing every penny you get, it will all add up. Anyways, shall we move on to what little news we have this week?
Before that, actually, remember I did 3 master clues this week.
Oh shit, you're on the master clue grind.
Did 3, 300k, 100k, 400k loot. This is why I don't do clues, guys. Let's move on.
But it's fun, isn't it? It's like
no.
Okay.
I mean, it's not fun. It's just like 20 minutes of running back and forth
until you get that third age cloak.
Until you get a crystal key and some teleports. You're like, I got 100k. You know what I mean? You're like, cool. Yeah. I actually lost money buying the items I needed to finish this clue.
It happens, but you get that bloodhound pet. It's a good pet.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. All right, so no master clues for you. I'm still working on mine, so check back in later then. But till then, now we'll move along to the news.
All right, so for this week, it's, you guessed it, more mobile changes, updates.
They're shutting it down.
Yeah.
They decided it's not great. It's not good for them financially, and they sold it off to Fortnite.
We got V-Bucks. Anyways.
Fucking V-Bucks.
But yeah, the release date is October 30th for like the full launch, I guess, of mobile. So Jagex is kind of polishing off the new player experience this week, or improving it.
That's kind of exciting that it's just around the corner. Do you remember when it first got released, when mobile was going to be coming out?
Years ago?
Years.
Yeah.
Before OSRS was even a thing, they were talking about it. But when that came out, that was remember how I was mind blown when they mentioned that, weren't you?
Yeah.
I thought it was unreal. I remember, this is selling something because they said it was supposed to come out, a year ago?
Yeah.
But I remember when the beta first came out and I got access to it. I was at work working construction. I had a partner that I worked with, and I checked it, and it's like, boom, you're allowed to do it. I literally was like, yeah, man. I was like cheering in there, and I had to explain it to my coworker, and he's like, you're kind of a loser. But I'm like, you know what? You do not understand. And he's like, I understand completely. It's a video game. You're going to be playing it. Cool. I never got this excited for when like Halo 7 came out. I know there's no Halo 7. Don't get mad at me. But I was like so thrilled when that happened. It's just crazy to see that soon. It's going to be here before winter 18. So they're like less than a year late, right? That's good.
Yeah.
So they're originally planned for winter 17. Anyways, it's cool. It's going to be crazy to see when this is just like it's common for us right now because we all have membership. Most people listening right now can probably access it unless you have an Apple phone.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing new, but it's just crazy to think that it's just going to be out there for the public. Anyone can start a new account on mobile. There's going to be a ton of new mobile-only players.
Yeah.
I might have... Originally, I thought this was going to like double the player base. Don't think so much now, but there will still be some people... Like, there's going to be a handful of people coming in.
It's safe to assume that some people will play the game and stick to it for a while. If not, then that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jagex's main hope is some new players get into the game, but the current players keep playing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're at work, now you're logging on, doing some shit.
That's...
buying bonds.
I know you mentioned that originally when we had the debate because I thought it was going to be bringing in a lot of people, but I think, yeah, you're right. This is going to be mostly so that, we hit that 90,000 concurrent players, and it might not be as much as there's new people playing it, but also everyone who plays it is all coming in on at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. So now with mobile out, it's going to just increase, not so much new players are playing it, but because the already active players are able to play more often.
And it makes the game like more digestible, I think. So if you have a goal of, let's say you need 85 agility and you're like, man, this is 400 laps. Are you kidding me? This was me at one point. I can't do this. But then I'm like, you know what? I'll just do like agility on my breaks. You get a couple done, you get home, you're like, oh, I did 50 at work. Cool. That's not too bad. And the next day, like, there's another 50. And then like you can like have separate, you know what I mean? It helps you kind of like,
you're on the bus or something. You're going to do something that maybe
farm
normally you're sitting
run.
on the bus and you're just like looking out the window. So you do something that you're not going to enjoy when you're playing on the computer.
Yeah, do like an herb run or something. You get home and now you're ready to play. You don't have to do an herb run.
Yeah, I was doing herb runs at work. When I started when I wanted to get 99 cooking, it started with I want to do something AFK while I'm on break. Not something that's super interactive either.
Yeah.
So I can still like talk to my coworkers and whatnot. And that's where cooking came from, and then fletching also.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess they are focusing on the mobile client just being good for new players. And, I mean, if you know, also to kind of help them buy bonds, as we'll talk about in a second. So the first change they did was the Tutorial Island account management. So the old financial advisor that we all remember that, you know, taught us about banking systems and whatnot, is replaced with an account guide. So we thought the previous financial advisor was useful, or was rather unhelpful. Sorry, the exact opposite, as he gave some pointless information. So, you know, he got fired. ModJed 2.0. His replacement, the account guide, will provide new players with more information about various topics such as worlds, bonds, and options that can be selected within the account management interface.
Oh boy, those bonds are going to be one big topic too.
They're going to crash in price.
You know what they're going to do? This is what he's going to do. This is not actually what he's going to do, but he gives a new player a bond. He gives them a fake GE, kind of like how you have a fake bank in there.
Yeah.
Because all the items you put in the discipline, like, here's a bond. Go see what you could buy with it. You can't actually buy it, and you get out, and you're like, well, I got to watch a 30-second ad first.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, if I buy a bond and get membership, the ads go away, and I can buy that bandos. Because for some reason, they let my level 3 account wear full bandos, and it looks really cool.
Yeah. What they'll do is, like, here's you mining with a bronze pickaxe. Now here's you mining with the rune pickaxe. And then they'll be like, you want the rune pickaxe? You're going to need 30,000 gold or some shit like that, right?
30,000?
But then now here's a bronze axe. Now here's a rune axe. You know what I mean? They're going to do that with like every piece. And be like, you can get all this and more if you just buy a bond and sell on the Grand Exchange. Here, we'll do it for you. And it'll like show you like, you know, when you're playing like, what's a mobile game? Castle Defenders.
Clash of Clans?
Clash of Defender Castles. Yeah. And you know how like it teaches you how to buy gems and like use the gems to like,
yeah.
It's going to be just like that, but then you realize you actually bought a bond.
Yeah.
They're just going to do that shit to you.
What they're going to end up having is when you make a new account, there's going to be a bot that makes a new account. It's going to be like your Gary counterpart.
Yeah.
But he's going to be all decked out in bandos and stuff. And
you're going to have to fight him.
Yeah.
But like you skull up. And go level 3. Yeah, well, here's all this gear. Here's full iron. Here's full bronze. This guy's in full mithril. You got a bond, though. And they gotta fight him. You die.
Now you have PvP sickness, which means you're permanently scald until...
And you can't run.
Out
of energy.
Yep.
Shout out to
you're
Zenga
actually in the
Gang
negative
Wars.
energy, so...
The Mafia Wars, was it by Zenga?
Oh, was that on Facebook?
Yeah, with the energy and you like...
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I knew a guy that like bought like 2 or 3 energy refills a day. His parents were pissed.
None of that's actually going to happen.
No, we're just.
He is going to talk about bonds and worlds and other account management interface stuff.
Yep. And they took this opportunity to update how in-game links that take you to the store or account pages on RuneScape work. You'll automatically log into your account now on desktop and mobile, which is pretty nice.
Oh, okay, so you don't have the double login.
Yeah.
It's like a triple login because it always... I don't know why.
Yeah. RuneScape's really weird like that. That's their account security. Just type in the password 3 times. Pretty good. But yeah, in addition, the tile displaying how much remaining membership an account has can now be selected to link the players to the store should they wish to extend their membership, just making it a lot more accessible for the players. But yeah, unrelated to Bondscape, they increased the scrollable area of the bank. So you'll now be able to make use of the empty size of the bank interface to scroll through their bank. And this gives more interface real estate to be able to navigate through the bank. Pretty nice.
Cool.
But yeah, I guess more importantly, some iOS closed beta testing. They now allow you to create new accounts on the client. Yeah, it's a new feature. Give them some feedback, you know. And if you're lucky enough to be a part of the current iOS beta, with an like the way they phrase it is very fellow kids. Like, hey there, children, I'm hip too.
Let's hear.
We're aware that those of you lucky enough to be part of the current iOS beta are existing members with accounts you are already getting gains on.
Ooh, there it is.
What up, gamers? Just getting some experience here on my phone. You
About
know,
to level up.
Yeah, and level 15 woodcutting.
Ding. Woot 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 woot.
Woots. But yeah, so we like to ask you that you sign out of your account and try to create a new one using the Game Center. If you encounter any issues, please let them know, because I imagine they have like a full release and you just like can't make an account.
Did anyone even try this? Like, they ask these iOS players to try for the first time, and people, well, I need to get my gains. You guys say you understand the importance of gaining.
And it's linking me to Meat Spin. Oh my god.
Mod Jed's exit. That's what he does. His last.
They do have a note, but they say, please note we are aware of an issue in where if the app has been open in the background for more than 15 minutes, there is a 40-second plus delay when attempting to log in. This will be resolved in a future release, so there's no need to include it as part of any feedback. Pretty big oversight. I mean, I guess you're just you close your phone, you go back to work, and you're like, nice. Go to try and log in, and you're just sitting, you just reload the whole app. You know what I mean? Pretty bad, but
basically they're asking, don't tell us about. We know it's a problem.
Yeah,
stop. Do you want to lose your beta access?
So pretty much they're just hey, get ready for the launch, coming out in a week and a bit. But yeah, I guess updates for current content that's actually going to be coming soon that isn't mobile release related is the Portal Nexus.
This is coming soon. It's not even out yet.
Yeah, so they show us kind of what the Portal Nexus looks like. It looks pretty cool. There's a portal in the middle. Looks nice. The interface is pretty clean. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, it does. It looks pretty good. It does.
Yeah, you can just there's slots. When you open up the interface for the Portal Nexus, there's available teleports and then the slots that you can use. And then you can also enable which left clicks you want to teleport you. You know what I mean? So you can left click to a certain area, or you can right click configure or right click. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
The menu looks, it does look super polished.
Yep. And then if you go to the actual Portal Nexus where it's not the left click and it's not the configure, there is all their slots, but they have them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then A, B, C, D, E, F, G as your hotkeys. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. One would be in the middle.
Yeah, so you could just click it if you wanted to.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks really nice. They have a sandbox version where they've been testing this stuff. And then they got some merch unrelated to the Portal Nexus, but...
Some merch? Cool.
Yep.
Anything good? Let's see, we got some t-shirts. T-shirts don't look bad. DFS is on it.
Zilliana, is that? Looks like Zilliana with the wings.
Yeah, I think it's Zilliana.
And then Zuck.
Zuck.
You said they look like skateboards before we started recording?
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. Maybe keyboard cases? I have no idea. Mouse pads? Big mouse pads?
Desk mats.
Desk mats, yeah. Looking cool. They got a lot more...
skateboards, imagine. Jagex is what kind of merch would people love? Let's do skateboards.
Well, RuneScapers love to grind. Yeah. What else can grind? We got soap shoes coming. That's coming next week. We got skateboards. Okay, let's do some skateboards.
They just put way too much money in their merch lines.
Yeah, Jagex could partner with Elements or something. We got some new keychains as well. Looking pretty cool. They're not all super glassy kind of Angelscape stuff. It's nice, but I noticed look very glassy. It's the only way I can explain it.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like it's made out of glass, but some of this stuff looks metal-y.
Yeah, you got the scythe.
Yeah, you got all the rings. The Berserker, Archer, Warrior.
Yeah.
Seer's ring. HP cape. Yeah, some new key rings. Pretty cool.
Yeah, just a bunch of keychains. If you're into that stuff, definitely check them out because she seems to be doing some pretty great work.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're in the Jagex merch store, that's decent. They're not accepting any of my paintings.
Yeah.
They're actually condemning them.
Other news, I guess. There was a little bit of an exploit in being able to shortchange the apothecary into making anti-poisons with you. Or for you, so you could get him to make a bunch, but if you didn't have enough, he would still make them for you.
Oh, they were quick changing the apothecary.
Yeah. So you can't do that anymore. Sorry, OP money making's been patched. The wise old man, the guy that you go to now to clear out your quest item junks from, wasn't requesting a pin before. And now he will request a pin if, you haven't typed it in during the session. And they just added missing icons to the map. All that typical stuff.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? the click box for mining dense essence has been improved.
Cool.
If you haven't done any blood rune or soul rune crafting, there are these they're like the rune essence things, similar to that.
Yeah.
But if you had your camera up high and zoomed out hard, or far, whatever,
Same thing.
you would notice that the click box was hollow. It was just the outer perimeters, kind of those big parts of it missing. So they fixed that up to make it a little bit more easy to click. And that's pretty much it for the news.
Well, I do see here that the scrying character for the Theater of Blood no longer offers her services in Lumbridge and at the Grand Exchange. Mm-hmm. Oh, on the permanent Dead Man World servers.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for actual RuneScape news. I didn't see much going on as far as community chatter goes, but you brought something to my attention. If you don't use the Runelite client, you might not notice this. But if you do use it, this change
it's huge.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Even if you don't use Runelite, it's kind of relevant. Because all these other clients provide it, except for the default one. So all there's a feature that Runelite has revamped called tagging, and OS Buddy and Conduit and stuff do this too. But so you pretty much can right click an item and add a tag, and what that does is allow you to type in a keyword, and then when you search your bank for that keyword, it will come up.
Yeah, let's say you do a lot of farming and you have the same, let's say, herb seeds you're always using, the same tree seed and the same fruit trees. Mm-hmm. You tag them with the farming word tag, and then when you type in search and you type in farming, all that will pop up, like a rake, a spade, maybe the teleports you're gonna use.
Yeah. I overuse tags. I had, I guess, Zulrah, Vorkath, Raid, Tribrid, Revs, Herb, Tree. I had everything that I kind of would be doing consistently. I would just tag it, and then you can just type in.
I use a lot too for bossing, especially if I'm using the same gear all the time.
I mean, that's been there forever. But what they've done with over these past 2 weeks, and it seems like they're done, it's all polished, is they've revamped the tagging system where in Runelite specifically, you'll notice a new bank tab.
So you have your bank tabs going horizontally at the top, where you can put, the way I have it set up, I have a melee, I have range, I have mage, I have tools, questing items, fashionscape, whatever. Everyone sets theirs up differently, but that's just in every client. That's in the default client.
Yeah.
Whereas Runelite has this new one that they had it where you can now make more tabs, but they're going vertical.
Yeah. So you click the tab and then you type in the tag that you want it to be related to, and it makes a new bank tab that's related to the tag.
Yep.
And then you can change, you can set your own icons to it and all that. So it's you can organize it like that. And because, you kind of run out of bank tabs. I'm always out. Every time I've reorganized my bank 2 or 3 times, and I have to get rid of most, because I used to use melee, range, and mage. But then it's I need fashionscape. I have efficient skilling. And now I need a junk to put all my crap in. You know what I mean? I want to have it all set up. And I'm out, right? So I want to have a Revenant Caves tab of, you know what I mean, just to keep the loot or something. You could just do Rev loot, tag the items you get as you bank them, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice, but they've also recently added another feature, which is, I think, worth talking about, where after you gear up and you're in the banking interface, you can deposit equipped and your equipped and your held items, I guess.
Yep.
You can right-click those and tag your inventories and your equipment to a certain tag.
So you don't have to type it in each time. So you can do all the items you're currently equipped with right away. So you don't have to look around.
You could gear up for Cerberus or whatever, God Wars, Dungeon Bandos, whatever you want to do, or Zulrah. And then you're I kind of want to make it this a tab. And then you can just easily tag all your items, tag your inventory, we'll say Zulrah, and then you can just add a new thing, and that's all your gear.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy. Or if you have a bunch of loot on you, you can tag the loot as Slayer like PVM loot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like people like to collect tabs and sell them off and look at that really nice, high number tab of like just loot you've collected. And then another cool feature they've added is you can import and export tabs.
This is what
or tags.
You showed me this, and this kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, so you can go to your tabs, you can like right click and you can like import or like export, but yeah, you can copy it to your own clipboard. You paste that into like a notepad and it'll be like Rev, and then it'll have like a bunch of numbers, and then you would just copy that, and then you could like import your own tag, hit,
Yeah, so basically, let's say I'm bringing someone to Bandos for the first time, and they have all the gear that I would be using in Bandos as well. So I get my setup, I export the tag, send him what got copied onto the clipboard, which is going to be just a bunch of, it's going to have the name of the tag, as you said, but it's also going to have all the item ID numbers.
Yeah.
And it's going to just have a bunch of numbers. You would then copy that, and then you can import it, and it will automatically make your setup.
Yeah, it would tag it all, and yeah.
Yeah, so instead of like taking a screenshot of my character and then sending it to someone, you send the clipboard, the tag, and they can just instantly, boom, put it into theirs, and now they have all the items highlighted that they're going to need.
Which is super nice.
It's good. It's like a quality of life thing that if Jagex were to have that in their game, it would be a big quality of life update.
But I think so maybe reason why I think it's kind of interesting to talk about, because it's like I love it. It's like so good. It's such a quality of life thing. But if they added it to the vanilla client, people would be pretty pissed about it.
It probably gives it off a RuneScape 3 vibe.
Or like it's just like a private server type, you know what I mean? Like maybe like a RuneScape 3 vibe. I don't know. I do think it's like really nice, but it sits in that like let the third party clients do it.
Yeah.
But
it's probably a lot of work too.
Yeah. But I think it's just really interesting that something that I've kind of like, tags are nice, and then like I have like make my raids tag, and then you're like, oh, you gotta type in raids, and then sometimes you're pulling out items and it closes the interface, and and it's super annoying to deal with. And I'm like, just like, it's gotta be a better way. And then they released one like 2 weeks ago.
Sounds like you're doing like an advertisement.
Yeah. For real. Sponsored by Runelite. Discount code WILD. But yeah, I don't know. And then they added like the first update like 2 weeks ago, and I'm thinking, this is cool. It'd be kind of cool if I could just put all my loot in that's kind of what I was thinking. And then like next week they're like, yeah, we did that. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, and also you can send it. It's
Is
like
my microphone bugged?
Yeah. Have you ever played Pokemon Showdown?
Like once. That's the game where you can make your own party.
Yeah. It's like a web browser. You just fight people.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, playing casually is really fun if you try and do like the tournaments. It's very serious. Some people take it very serious. I had a friend in college when I was in programming who was like hardcore into the Pokemon scene. I actually recently learned they're called Smoggin elitists.
What?
Because there's like a website called like Smoggin. It's like a Pokemon wiki.
Okay.
Smoggin. I butcher every word, so you gotta get used to that. I only bring that up because they had the same system where you could like make like a Pokemon team and then copy it, and then you can import and export your teams.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it'd be just interesting to talk about. I guess you like, would you want this to be in the base game? This tag system?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool as long as it's not super intrusive. That's what I like about Runelite, where like the addition to it, I didn't know it was a thing, even though it's right on my bank interface, but it's not right in your face where you're like, oh, I gotta disable this because it's so annoying and I don't even use it. I don't use it, and it wasn't bothering me. So if like Jagex could do it so it wasn't suddenly now my bank is getting cluttered with all these buttons. And,
you can't even loot. You try and like take your plate legs out or something, and you're like opening up tabs the whole time.
Yeah. So you mentioned that Pokemon Showdown.
Yep.
You ever played the PETA Pokemon game?
Sounds awful.
It's basically it's a short game, but it's like your regular Pokemon game, but you're playing as the Pokemon, and the whole thing is like your trainer's forcing you to fight other Pokemon,
Okay.
and you're just getting bloodied up. You like get into a fight, and then let's say you lose it, and then the Pokemon trainer's like, "Stop being such a bitch! Get out there and fight!" And you're just like,
Revive! Super Restore! Ah, fuck.
I want to rest. I remember playing that once, and it wasn't fun, but it was kind of funny in a sense that it was so ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, unrelated, but there is a theory that humans are Pokemon in the Pokemon world.
Humans are Pokemon?
Yeah.
How?
Their type of Pokemon is normal, but it changes. So, like, there's Bugcatcher Jerry, and you know, blah, blah, he's got all these, you know what I mean? Like, they're useless, like humans are like useless Pokemon. I'm butchering this, but like they have like the leadership skills to like rally Pokemon together to get things done. Because if you like in the Pokemon world, they like coexist with humans.
If I go watch this YouTube video, is there gonna be a lot of evidence where I'm gonna go, "Whoa, I didn't never thought of that"?
Probably.
Or is it gonna be like a big stretch? Because human, you know.
Well, there's like another theory with that. No, I don't know.
Have you ever seen like the Pokemon? We're getting real off track, but there's really not much to talk about. So quickly going over it. Have you seen some of the crazy, like almost Pokemon conspiracies?
Maybe.
There's like YouTube channels that go over it, but some of them are crazy. Or so in Pokemon Episode 1, Ash Ketchum is riding his bicycle. I don't know if you remember this, but he falls off his bike and hits his head on a rock.
Yeah.
And then like one of the Pokemon like is there and like trying to save him or something.
Yeah.
But the rest of the show is meant that he's like in a coma and each Pokemon is representing something about his personality. It goes in depth about it. I can't remember exactly, but it was kind of interesting. I mean, you're definitely watching it and you're not going, wow, the people who made the Pokemon show were so smart. Look how deep this is.
Yeah.
It's not that at all, but there's some cool stuff. Even like Lavender Town, how everyone in it's dead.
Yeah.
Creepy. Or Cubone is wearing the skull of his mom or something like that.
Yeah. There's some things like Gengar is the shadow of who is it? Is it Clefairy? Who's the big Chansey, yeah.
Or maybe Clefairy.
No, Chansey's the big dude with the egg in the center.
Gengar and Clefable's body shape and sizes are rather similar, including their hands, feet, and ears. The tail of Clefable is rounded, whereas Gengar's is spiky, which suggests dark and evil. Okay, Gengar is a shadow-type Pokemon, whereas Clefairy is a normal Pokemon. I'm on the facts site, so you know this is 100% true.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was confirmed by the man, Mr. Pokemon. He created Pokemon. Thomas Pokemon. Yeah. It's like John Toilet, the man who made the toy. I don't know. You know how there's always like those stories.
I went to go order cologne off Amazon, and this company, Swiss Army Cologne, right? You know that one.
Is it like multi-use? Is it also like bear tracking or like...
Yeah, it's bear mace, it's cologne, it's shampoo.
It tracks deer.
But it took me a second because they changed it, and it's all they make now. It's called like Swiss Army Cologne. It's like L'eau de Toilette.
Okay.
Which is toilet water.
Yeah.
Which apparently it's a new type of cologne that lasts longer, but it's like it's only a hint of the smell. It's not as strong. I don't know why they call it toilet water though. I thought I was literally buying like something you'd put in your toilet, or I'd get
it's shit water.
Yeah,
like, there's just like particles in it. Like I'm not squirting this on myself.
Got pink eye. Anyways, yeah, that Runelite update is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's move it on to some lore, shall we? The last time we talked about lore, we wrapped up the God Wars dungeons and the bosses within. This week, we will be talking about Skotizo. Skotizo was a former general of Zamorak during the God Wars in the Third Age. Zamorak had ordered him to lead an expedition to recover an artifact that was found in the Karamja Temple, found deep within the Karazi jungle. However, he soon betrayed Zamorak and the squad he had brought with him. He took the artifact and the powers within for himself, and killing the team he had brought. One of the party members of the expedition had recorded the events in a journal. This man was Malumac. I will now read the transcripts of Malumac's journal, which details the events that led up to the adventure and the fall of the team. The journal reads, "It would appear that our cunning at the Battle of Karalingar has not gone unnoticed. Impressed by our work, Zamorak himself has personally given us our next mission. For our lord himself to give out a mission is rare. It is clear that there is something of great importance to him. There is an air of excitement amongst the group. I even think I saw the general smiling earlier. It's not hard to see why. If we succeed in this task, we will become some of Zamorak's most trusted. The general does not want to waste time. We depart for Karamja tomorrow. He aims to have the job done within a week. Traveling through a world at war is no simple task, even for us. As such, it has taken us a couple days to reach Karamja. We now begin our search of the island. The information provided was vague, but Zamorak believed we would find the temple on the southern part of the island. I never did ask about the source of Zamorak's information, but I doubt he would have answered anyways. Zamorak plays his cards close to his chest, likely looking to avoid failing into the trap that he himself sprung on his predecessor. It took another day of searching, but we think we found it. The architecture is very unique and matches Zamorak's description. It looks like we may face a couple of challenges before the job is done. The temple takes the form of a maze, one that is protected by numerous traps and guarded by some strange automatons. It's clear that whoever stored the artifact here did not wish for it to be recovered. Unlikely for them, they underestimated the forces of Zamorak. We will not be halted by a few measly traps. Soon, we will present the artifact to Zamorak, and with it, he will win this war. This mission means a lot to us, but especially to our general. He has always been a loyal servant to Zamorak, but his deeds have often been hidden behind those of the more notable generals, such as Thameron. This mission could well be what changes that. This is the chance to show Zamorak that he is worthy enough to be one of his most trusted. As such, he has wasted no time. Into the temple he led us. Ahead, the artifact awaits. And next, he writes, "We have been betrayed by none other than our great general. As expected, we reached the artifact with few issues. The defense of this place was not enough to stop us. However, that's when our leader revealed his treachery. It was too late for us to stop it. He took the artifact from the pedestal and turned to face us. Before we could react, he launched a barrage of demonic magic towards us. Many were killed instantly. But I foolishly tried to flee. In my haste, I took a wrong turn and found myself in one of the traps that littered the maze. I realized too late what had happened, and I was unable to stop myself getting hit by it. This is where it ends for me. Unable to walk, I managed to crawl into one of the dead ends of the infernal maze. Here I am safe from the automations that patrol this place. But alas, the damage is already done. My leg is heavily bleeding, and I can feel my energy slipping away. Alone and abandoned, I realize none are coming to help. So I sit here and I curse. I curse our great general for his treachery, for betraying us. Skotizo, why have you forsaken us?" So Skotizo, corrupted by the power of this artifact, taken the magic for himself, and deserted his army. Nobody knows what happened to Skotizo in the time that he acquired this artifact until the time we found him. But he eventually made his way to the Great Kurend, where he resides in the catacombs to this day. All right, now that we're back, we will take a stroll to the Grand Exchange real quick, which means we get to run through a couple things. Always fun to listen to. Anyways, if you ever thought about listening to a book, or have you ever thought about reading a book, but now instead maybe you want to listen to it, well, or maybe you want to try Audible. Well, you can try Audible now and get a free month and a free audio book. Go to audibletrial.com/wild.
Good way to test if audiobooks are for you. There's this podcast I've been listening to called Wilderness. No. It's called Wolverine. I think it's just Wolverine. It's by Marvel. They have like 30-minute episodes. There's like 5 or 6 out right now. They're like,
oh yeah,
and it's kind of like it's like a story, right? It's all voice acted with like sounds and stuff like that, right? It's not just like a normal podcast. It's like really well like produced. Yeah, I don't know. I've been listening to that. I mean, it's not an audio book, but it's like if you don't,
it's like a drama, right? Which is
Yeah.
kind of what an audiobook sort of is, except that there's a version of it that you could also read.
Yep. And like 30-minute commitments, right, per episode. But like, I thought now might be a good time to throw that in there.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I gotta check that out when I got some time.
Yeah.
I'm caught up on my other shows. Anyways, audibletrial.com/wild. And if you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/thewildernesspodcast. Our supporter of the week is Derek Orman. So thank you very much for being such an awesome video gamer and supporting the show.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're getting those level ups in.
Those experiences.
Experience points.
Yep.
In real life and on RuneScape.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the grinds in real life and RuneScape are just fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, maybe you're bored on this weekend or something. You did some wood cutting just because you want to get better at wood cutting.
Yeah,
I know
real life.
That's what I do, right?
Yeah, maybe he's an arborist and he does that for a living.
Yeah, maybe.
Maxed out.
Yeah, maybe he's already maxed out. And at that point, he's like just... You know, back in the old days when there would be like mining companies on the RuneScape forums?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe he's like got a real life version of those.
Yeah.
I find like a lot of the times real life things get pulled from RuneScape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They see a good idea and they think...
Like beaver pets and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see too often beaver pets, but...
Well, 13, mil plus experience you need to get one. It's pretty rare.
That's true. And if you did see someone with it,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be like, wow, that's impressive, which is what exactly RuneScape came up with, right? So it's pretty crazy.
Raccoon pets.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know someone who had a raccoon pet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. They actually get vicious at one point. Once they hit their teen years and they get all those hormones, they get pretty vicious. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, too, that like the easiest pet in RuneScape is a cat.
Yep.
And they decided like that would make it that they could be a good pet in like on Earth.
Yep.
Right? So like lots of people have cats. It's kind of crazy.
I'm waiting for the max cash stack bug to happen.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Did you have to PK people for that?
I think it would you could get it from people.
Yeah, no,
PKing.
someone dropped it after they died. That's the hard part about that, though, the max cash.
I think it was like untradables would just turn into max cash.
Once they died, they get converted.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, though, about if that bug came in real life.
Yeah, you have max cash, though. Like, imagine being George Soros. He's never going to jail.
I wonder what it is, the max cash stack in real life. I don't know. Anyways, thank you very much for supporting the show. And thank you to everyone else who also supports the show. You guys are all great video gamers.
Mm-hmm. You guys are epic gamers.
Shit, epic.
Yeah.
It's a good word. I miss that word.
Epic win.
Epic fail. Anyways, yeah, if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/thewildernesspodcast. Let's move on, because I know we got some questions this week.
Yep.
Cool. So, Deagin, you got one for us?
Yeah. Someone asked me, and I didn't really answer them because I didn't know. If you could replace RuneScape with one other game, what would it be?
Like, as in, RuneScape doesn't exist anymore, or instead of us playing RuneScape, we'd be playing a different game?
Well, that's all they said, but I would say RuneScape disappears right now off the face of the earth.
And we're all playing a different game. One single game.
So, like, let's just say you're not allowed to play RuneScape, all right? You're banned on site. You are... What's that dude's name that's similar to ours? Return of Wilderness. That guy's banned. He's like banned on site on RuneScape.
We've had a few people almost confuse us for him.
Yeah. And so you just can't play RuneScape anymore. You can still like talk about it, watch videos, but now you have all this free time.
And no grinds being made, so you got to find something to sync that.
But you have to replace it with another game. All the time that you put in RuneScape just in general, it's not like you can go back in time because you're like, oh, I would just choose like Counter-Strike and I'd be a pro. You can't like do that. Like,
it would have to be an MMO game for me because I can't sink this much time into any other MMO.
Yeah.
I need something that's like community-based with also a fair bit of progression. Like, I want to say World of Warcraft, but everything I hear about it right now sounds like it sucks.
Yeah. You were actually telling me a while ago where you're like, dude, I heard BFA sucks. And I'm like, no, it's good. No. And then like now, like my whole guild's quit. All the streamers are bitching about how bad it is. And I'm like, yeah, good thing I jumped out, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. What other MMO could I possibly get into? I've heard good things about the new Final Fantasy, not the new Final Fantasy MMO, but the one that's going strong right now.
Mm-hmm. XIV.
Mm-hmm. Skiv. Maybe that one. I'm trying to think what are other MMOs that I've like been pulled towards. Yeah, a lot of them I get bored of pretty fast. Like Destiny, before RuneScape, I was playing Destiny 1 pretty hard. Like I was playing it every night for multiple hours. It had a lot of flaws, but it had the things that I enjoyed about it were really fun, like raiding and stuff. But then, similar to World of Warcraft, Destiny 2 I heard the rating's good, but it has so many problems with like they didn't fix. I mean, they made worse.
Destiny 2 is the first game I know, the first MMO I know to come out with an expansion while taking away content.
Yeah.
So like that alone would make me like not want to touch that game.
That's the thing. Like people thought you would be able to export your character over. I don't think you can.
Well, they also like if you didn't buy the expansion pack, there was like I don't know what the missions are called, but there's some category of things that you can't do anymore.
Yeah, they're called...
Does it matter? Because I didn't buy the expansion and I can't play it.
They're called Nightfalls.
Yeah.
And basically every week... Imagine on old school RuneScape, where once a week you could choose... You would get randomly selected a boss that you could do one time, but it would drop like good loot. But you could only do it one time.
Yeah.
So you would do that boss, but then they come out with a new boss that you would have to pay like a bond to unlock it forever. And if you didn't do that, then you were never allowed to do those quote unquote nightfalls, which even if it selected a boss that you are able to do. So yeah, I don't know. Like Destiny was really good. I'm really sad that like that game tanked because the rating. I had such a great time raiding in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played Guild Wars 2 in a while, but I did enjoy my time with that game.
Yeah,
and it seems to be going decently strong. I don't know what other games are there. What would you choose?
So if it was an MMO, because I kind of have two answers for this, I've been thinking about it. Two games. If it was an MMO, I hate to say it, but it would probably be Black Desert Online, even though the game's slowly becoming more and more pay to win.
Never played it. So that's the problem.
The thing is, the game is super grindy, and it's also some shit you can just AFK so hard. You can the issue with that game is that you can AFK certain things where like you can breed horses, you can capture and breed horses, train them up and like sell them and stuff.
Cool.
And you can like train them as you sleep. So like when I played Black Desert Online, and if I had you added on Steam at that point, like I clocked like I was on that game for like 80-90% of the time when I was playing, because like I wouldn't turn off my computer because I'm like, imagine like RuneScape where you could like cut redwoods, you don't get good experience, like shitty, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
something like related where it's like it's
splashing,
yeah. Imagine like splashing, but you can do it all night.
Yeah, like the good old days.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the good old days. And like the level progression system is similar to an MMO, but it's really slow. The PvP is like definitely very interesting. Character creation's nuts in that game.
Nice.
If it wasn't an MMO, I'd have to choose either a fighting game or a shooting game.
Ugh.
Because I need something that I can grind. If it's like a shooting game, it'd have to be something. And I thought about this, and that's the reason why I started playing it this week, was Team Fortress 2. Which is weird. The game's like 14 years old. I remember playing it. I bought it in 2007.
Wow.
And found like I have no bad memories of that game. That's like the one game I have zero bad memories of. And then like they meme super hard too, so that's kind of funny. Like they're similar to like old school like that. And then like it'd have to be like a fighting game. Like I guess maybe Soul Calibur 6. I'm only saying that because it's the newest one, but maybe like Tekken 7, because I need something I can grind and like play a lot and see myself improve. And like a fighting game, like I've always wanted to get like just like super good at them, but the issue is that like you dump like 20 hours in, the fad's over. I don't want to buy it again on PS4. You know what I mean? Because that's where like the player base stays, is on PS4. So I don't want to buy it twice. You know what I mean? So like that's why I don't really play them. But yeah,
I might see. I haven't played much of it, so I don't know how fast I would get bored of it.
Of what?
Of this game, Albion Online. That's a game that I thought was a cool concept. I bought it when it was in early access. I wanted to try it.
Yep.
And it was really cool, but it had a really big grind to it. But because I was playing RuneScape, I never really got
into it.
Yeah, I never got pulled into it because I never wanted to. Well, because I knew I would have to only play this game if I wanted to actually compete, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, I want to get more gains in RuneScape than Albion, so I went with like the RuneScape, and I just slowly didn't play it. But I still I think it has a cool concept, It's very guild and clan oriented, where clans can lock down towns.
Yeah.
But then other clans can fight over that town, so they can have like a clan war, and if your clan loses...
Similar PvP system to RuneScape 2. Instead of a wilderness, they have green, yellow, and red zones, so similar to Eve. But like yellow, if you die in that zone, you lose like some gold. In greens, you can't get attacked. Red, you lose everything, like in RuneScape.
Yeah.
That's a good one, because the player base is like, from my experience, is really nice. Like, I remember dueling people at one of the towns. There's like one of the major towns, and there's like an area where everyone duels, and you can like duel like in RuneScape, but you can duel for money, and it's not like you just whip. Like, it's actually skill based. You're moving around, you're using your buttons and stuff. And this one guy was like, "Would you like to duel?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm really new to this game." And he's like, "That's fine." And then we sat there and dueled for like 30 minutes. He taught me like a bunch on how to use this one weapon, because you can change them up and you get different skills. And then he just like went and bought me like a better tier weapon, and then was like really cool. I joined his clan. We'd go out in like the red zones and start fighting other people. The dungeons like in WoW, or like, imagine doing like Xerix, Chamber of Xerix.
Yeah.
And you get to Ulm. And as you start fighting him, you realize there's been a team hiding in Ulm room the whole time. They come out and kill you as you're doing Ulm.
Yeah, that's
like
crazy.
you're able to do stuff like that in like some of the dungeons.
Yeah.
So, Albion's a really good one.
It's cool. I heard the devs are the opposite of the old school RuneScape team.
Yeah, probably shit.
They kind of suck, but whatever. The only other game that I've been playing a lot is Beat Saber for Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
It's a VR game. It's like a rhythm-based game where you're holding swords. You got to slice these blocks at a certain angle.
Guitar Hero, but swords.
Yeah. So that's one game that I've been itching to play quite often.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's like, it's a workout. I can't sit down and play it for hours. If I play it for an hour, I'm sweaty.
Well, you can play like the fun songs. You play once and you're tired.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And like
yeah.
So our roommate has the VR, so we've all been playing it, and we've all gotten really good at it, right?
Yeah.
We're playing the Expert Plus songs that are super difficult, and that's a game that I've been enjoying, but I couldn't replace exactly my RuneScape time with it.
Because your body can't.
It gives out. It's the opposite of RuneScape.
You're going to get like a runner's body.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, maybe.
Well, because like, if you ever see like long distance runners,
yeah,
they like, I mean, they're obviously in good shape. You can tell like they run so long, their body like goes through their muscle instead of their fat.
Okay.
So like you'll see some long distance runners are like really weird looking. Like they're in good shape. They don't look bad, but they like, you can just tell they have like a very specific stature.
It's not like a crazy bodybuilder.
Yeah,
look.
It's not like I do cross country and they're like, you know what I mean? Like 5'6", like 230 pounds.
Dude, that's too
muscle.
much mass to move around at a long distance.
Gotta be more aerodynamic, you know? I feel like Beat Saber would do that.
Yeah.
If you put in RuneScape hours.
It's a good workout.
Yeah.
But the only problem is all these games, none of them have that same thing that RuneScape can do, which is like it has a lot of things that are very active, but I can also not do much and play and watch a movie.
Yeah.
While still getting gains. Like no other game is like that, really.
Yeah, that's true. Black Desert Online.
Yeah, true.
But
I'll try that game maybe.
I don't know.
If RuneScape goes down, but till then we have this game.
But it's really funny though, because like actually a lot of the games I mentioned, and I guess you mentioned too, there's always issues with the devs, and like because I was looking at the Team Fortress 2 subreddit, because I was like, like, you know, just like another game to play, right? Just to kind of dick around on. And the common complaint is that like they get like 1 or 2 updates a year.
Yeah.
And then I see a lot of people reference like, well, this game's 14 years old. You gotta let the devs chill. And they're like, man, look at RuneScape. Look how long it's been going. And they've been getting weekly updates for years.
Yeah.
For like 14 plus years. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's...
And they address problems with the game. Like they have not only weekly updates, but they have a weekly Q&A where they sit down, they take questions, they talk about the problems with adding things and doing. They're very transparent, which is pretty rare to see, especially when a game's this big. Like it's a big game.
Yeah,
let's be real. So yeah, we joke on Jagex a lot, but they're just jokes. They're pretty great team.
Well, except for Mod Jed, but
luckily he's cut. Right?
Yeah,
but that's the thing. They came out and even addressed it. What other company would like, hey, by the way, someone's been doing some illegal stuff, so...
burning you at the stake as we speak.
Yeah, exactly. So they came out and even said that. But, yeah, very transparent about things, and you can tell they got a very dedicated community that plays the game. they have a Rune Fest that gets like sold out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which you would not expect. You would expect to be like a Minecraft convention where it's like a lot of people might go, but not for it to be. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? A giant weekend thing with all these events that people.
Well, I think they do have that, but you just like look on Minecon, and you're gonna get the wrong videos, like Minecon cringe compilations. Like,
yeah, true. But yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. There's no other game that could actually fulfill every need that RuneScape does. I feel like I'm talking about like I don't know,
a girlfriend.
Yeah, a girlfriend.
You gotta settle.
Yeah, we gotta settle for something else. For now, we got old school RuneScape.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at the rate it's going, like. I think I do. I remember like when we first started recording, I was like, I don't see RuneScape coming back. You know, I don't think it's going to be for 5 years.
People said that when it first came out. They were like, this game's not going to last for like more than a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it started to go down. But then they started updating and adding new content. The team started to grow. And now look at it now. It's like one of the top MMOs.
And even this year, I was like very confident that Jagex could not support a player base of 100,000. Like I still kind of feel like 2-3 months ago they weren't able to support the current player base. Like I was very confident in that. Like Jagex couldn't really like support the game because all the issues, but they've like literally restructured their dev team.
Yeah,
like this year, like they do like a lot, and I think we're in it for the long haul. Knock on wood, but
5 years old. You know what I mean? That's. In general, that's kind of long for an MMO to be doing this well.
There are MMOs that come up and die in the lifespan of just old school.
Yeah, and that's just old school. Look at RuneScape 3, right?
Yeah.
It's going on, 18 years? Something crazy, right? Yeah. So, it's pretty cool. Alrighty, now on to our next question, which is kind of a follow-up from last week. MDM had sent in asking us about kind of the mini-games in old school RuneScape. There's quite a bit. We're not going to go give an in-depth description of each one of them, but maybe we can go over what minigames we have and maybe what the exact point of them is, even though some don't really have a point. So the first minigame that we're just going to go down the list because there's a bunch of them, but we'll briefly talk about what's up. First one on the list, though, is Barbarian Assault. Basically, you get a team of 5 people together, including yourself, and there's different roles you take. And you go through these waves. A lot of people are very familiar with Barbarian Assault because the fighter torso is a very important item to get, right? Well, now that we have obsidian armor, maybe not so much. But
hey, man, it's tied for best strength piece.
It is, yeah. It's tied for the best strength piece, and it's great for PvP because you don't exactly lose it. You just have to fix it when you die.
Yeah, unless you go above 20 wilderness.
Yeah. And there are some other items, but they're less important. There's that, the penance helmet?
Well, the
fighter
runner
helmet.
Gloves are good for rune crafting. If you're doing like lava runes and stuff like that, muds, the combination runes and stuff. Mm-hmm. You want to use the penance gloves. Or if you just have like the tiara or anything like that, any type of rune crafting, those gloves like are way less than the graceful gloves. The fighter helmet has more slash. But generally, because of like Dragon Warhammer and all that stuff, Nada's not still better.
And then, of course, there's the queen, the pet, which is of the queen penance, whatever, which is super rare to get, but it's a very cool looking pet. It's a fun one, but people hate it or love it, it seems like. Next on the list is Barrows. We talked about it last week, but it is considered a mini game, even though it seems almost like a sort of like a demi-boss thing, right?
I guess, kind of.
I don't know. But yeah, there's a reward you get through from actually going over it. But since we went over it last week, there's no point in doing that again. They have Bounty Hunter on here. Basically, you go to the Bounty Hunter world, and it's for PvP. And you get assigned someone who you have to fight. And if you kill them, you got a chance of getting an emblem.
Yep, that'll be getting reworked. In the future, if
at least getting an addition. Then you have Castle Wars next on the list. We all know Castle Wars. It's a classic capture the flag game. It's not as popular as it used to be, but it's still great. Like they have a competitive Castle Wars scene. It's kind of small, but it's kind of cool to see their videos. There's a lot of techniques and stuff that you can use because you can set these obstacles, these little barricades that you have to burn or attack or kill them, attack them until they get destroyed to move. There's a pickaxe you can mine in the underground to cause cave-ins. Med packs, there's catapults. Catapults are super hard to use though. And yeah, there's some decorative armors you can get, they're all right looking, but they've added some, there's what peers go for is the halo piece. It's a helmet slot. It costs a lot to get, but it's a good thing to have if you have one defense. Next on the list, see, a lot of these I don't even know if they're like bounty hunters. Is that really a mini game? I don't know. But they have the Champions Challenge. As you're killing monsters, there's a very rare chance to get from a select few of monsters to get a champion scroll. You can get a giant scroll, an imp scroll, goblin scroll. There's a bunch of different types. There's actually 10 of them. And when you get these scrolls, you bring them to the Champions Guild and you have to fight them. And there's select rules depending on who you're fighting. It might be you can't eat. It might be you can't use prayer, or maybe it's no armor. They're generally, if you're a high level though, they're super easy. And you get some Slayer and health experience, but it's really minimal.
Mm-hmm. I think they might have buffed it. I think you might get more experience now.
True, that's right.
Yeah.
And then once you kill them all, you do get the cape that the guy in the Champions Guild has. It's not the nicest looking cape, but it's a new cape. Then you have Clan Wars. There's a portal for free-for-all fighting, or 1v1s, which when the tournament worlds are in, that's where everyone's fighting. But then there's also one where you can have clans could fight each other in a safe environment. So that's basically what it's meant for. When they took out the wilderness back in 2007, they brought in Clan Wars so that clans could still fight each other. And you have the Duel Arena, aka the Sand Casino. Originally, I think it was meant to be a 1v1 sort of fighting with rules, and then it turned into no, we're just going to gamble. We're going to make
50-50 stake.
50-50 stake. Nightmare Zone, not really used as a minigame, more used as the best way to get experience for melee in the game.
Yep. And imbue your shit.
Yeah, you gotta imbue your items. But basically, when you completed a quest, let's say you wanted to fight the monster from that quest again, well, you can go to Nightmare Zone and fight them. But what people do is they pick the monsters that are the easiest to AFK. Pest Control, people are pretty familiar with that one. That's how you get your Void, which is very important for a lot of PVMing, even some PvP, but not so much these days. But yeah, you go in, you jump in the boat that your level is able to go into, and you try to defeat these portals while at the same time protecting your Void Knight in the middle from dying. It's pretty straightforward. You got Trample Trekking as well as Berg de Rot Ramble. You basically, when you go to Berg de Rot, you'll see these guys standing there. You can talk to them. They'll be labeled easy, medium, or hard. So you pick easy. The goal is to basically bring them from Berg de Rot all the way to Canifis, or where the River Salve is. And
you can also do it the other way back.
Yeah, so that's what Berg de Rot Ramble is. It's going backwards to the Berg de Rot. Anyways, this is actually kind of a fun one. It's a shame that there's not really good rewards, but most people do it for the lumberjack armor.
Yeah.
Set.
Yeah, you get that in one of the encounters. So typically, people are doing it. They just spam the quickest routes. Hope they get the zombie ladder thingy. Kill zombies, so they'll get a piece. Move on.
So what you're trying to do is you're trying to bring someone from one spot to the other, but you'll encounter these events along the way. And these events could be fighting off zombies or fighting off vampires. One of them is fighting zombies, so they drop planks so you can build a bridge to get over. But it's not bad. It is kind of fun. Unfortunately, the rewards default to random experience, not a lot of experience, or you can exchange it for goods. And I think not flax, bowstring is the best bang for your buck. But it is kind of fun because you have to heal, you have to keep your partner alive, and he doesn't really do anything. And then you have the Tazar Fight Pit, which was basically a battle royale. I played this a lot back in the day, and I really enjoyed it, but nobody plays it anymore. Basically, you get put into a room in the Tazar Caves, and if let's say you have 10 people there, you all get thrown out there, and it's a free-for-all. You just fight people. You can bring any armor and food you want, and you just fight out to those one person standing. Now, if there's two people, or usually what happens is someone who wants to get to the end, because the longer you make it, the more tokel you get. But no one's there for the tokel. It's just an added bonus. You don't get much. But somebody might hide. It might make it difficult for the other person to find it. Over time, monsters will start spawning that come into the fight, the fire caves. They'll spawn and start attacking.
If you win, you get a nice red skull for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. So people know you're the champion, and what tends to happen is everyone will pile you in the next fight.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I always enjoyed it. It's sad that nobody does it anymore, but it is what it is. So then the next skill is Blast Furnace. These skills are mainly non-combat related, but Blast Furnace, you go in with the ore, and the benefit of it is you need half the amount of coal to do it.
Yep.
And you basically throw all your ores and stuff into this furnace, and then they turn into bars pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's like the meta for smithing if you're not doing darts. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, you can make money if you're making like coal related bars, like, steel, myth, addy, rune. If you want to get really good experience though, you use gold and the goldsmithing gloves with ice gloves to switch. But yeah,
and gold, is like the best experience you could get, right?
Yeah, it's like 400 or 350k. I think it's 350. I feel like I always add 100k out of nowhere on that, but I think it's like 350k. It's really fast.
The next one we have is the Brimhaven Agility Arena. So this is kind of like an agility course, but basically you go to the Brimhaven Agility Arena, you go in, there'll be an arrow on your mini map where you have to go to this post to tag it.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of these posts all out the arena. So you have to run up and tag it while doing these obstacles and dodging these traps. Once you tag 2 of these posts in a row, so you'll tag one, then after like a minute, it'll change to a new one. You got to run to that next one. You tag it, you get an arena point, or you get an arena token.
Ticket.
Yeah. It's better. And well, you're getting experience the whole time, but once you get, let's say 10 of them, you could trade the 10 of them in for some experience. But you can also buy a graceful recolor,
a hook,
and the hook. Yeah. So the hook's pretty cool. Thing's worth 5.4 mil. It's pretty pricey.
And it's actually a decent experience if you're buying the experience.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Tickets.
And it's probably a good alternative because it's probably more fun than just running in a loop on the rooftops.
Yeah, if you are, if you have the Karamja Elites done, you do get double tickets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's pretty decent.
Next, fishing trawler. People only do it for the angler's outfit.
Yeah.
But you're basically on a boat for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, keep the net from breaking.
Keep the net from breaking.
Plug those holes and bail those buckets.
Yeah, you're basically just keeping the... Super easy to... Basically what you do is you spam click a hole nonstop, and you'll fill it with tar. But you get some fish depending on your fishing level and whatnot. It used to be the only way of getting sea turtles and manta rays, but now they drop from monsters, so... Next is Gnome Ball. It's supposed to be like a football, rugby sort of game.
Yeah.
You have this rock ball that you can throw to your partners, and then you have to try to score it onto a mat, into a net. You have to score it into a net. Yeah, there's other gnomey dudes that are going to try to prevent you from getting that goal. The problem is, it has potential to be a cool one, but it's not like you can have teams versus each other.
Yeah.
There's one net, and it's like, you're just trying to score. It has potential to be fun. And you can get the gnome balls afterwards, and you can throw it at other people and make them catch it. Next is Gnome Restaurant. This one, you have to, if you ever go to the Gnome Stronghold, there's a bunch of people who are selling, foods and spices and all that good stuff. You got to make them for Recipe for Disaster, so you might have gone there to buy the actual ingredients. But you have to make certain foods and deliver them to different people. And they're kind of spread out all around Gielinor. So you have to bring it to them.
Yeah, so you get the gnome goggles, the gnome scarf.
Yeah, and the gnome scarf's worth 700k almost?
Yeah. And you can get the a one-time use royal seed pod. Monkey Madness too. I forget what it's called.
Grand seed pod.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's 600k. And you get other various rewards. Not really that good of money, but yeah, if you want to get that gnome scarf, that's how you get it. Impetuous impulse. So basically, you'll see imps flying around the world, and if you have the right hunting level, you can catch them, and they have rewards. Well, you can also go to this mini game, which is in Puro Puro. You get there in Xanaris, and it's basically a small maze area with all the imps all there. And it's like the best way to get eclectic imps. And it's actually not bad money either. You can catch them, and you can entangle them with like the spells. You just need like nature runes, waters, and earths. But also when you catch like with an eclectic imp, what people do is they catch it, they go to the spot where it spawns, and they try to catch it over and over again. So you can just spam catch them. And they're worth a fair bit. Like what, 8K or something?
2.5K or
okay,
3K?
2.5K. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually been in there. But yeah, people buy them for the medium clue scrolls they give. Next, Mage Training Arena.
Get Bones to Peaches, get Infinity.
Yeah, people
stuff.
use it to get those rewards, the Bones of Peaches spell, so you don't have to use the tabs. And then if you ever see that pink-looking robe gear, wizard's gear, you get it from that minigame as well. That gear looks sweet, though. Infinity.
Yep.
Looks awesome. That's something I always wanted back in the day. And it kind of sucks to do, though. There's a couple of different things, like alking, and then there's one where you have to, like, telekinetic grab, where you pull the statue and you got to get it to a spot.
You got to do bones to bananas.
Yeah, it's not fun, but if you want Bones to Peaches, which I think it's for a diary, that's how you do it.
Yep. You can also get the Master Wand and the Mage's Book.
Yeah, that's right.
From it. So Iron Man kind of have to do a bunch of this at some point.
Yeah, they definitely do. Not so much for the Infinity, but Pyramid Plunder is next. It's a thieving minigame. You go to the pyramid in Sophanim, and you kind of, depending on what your thieving level is, I think maybe it starts at 21. Yeah, first room's at 21, so you can get to the first room then, and you'll see these urns. There's these 4 different doors. There's a chest and a coffin in each room. So the urns will give you these like statuettes, these pottery. It's supposed to be like these clay and stone figurines. And depending on what you get, so there's pottery, there's a stone, and then there's gold. They're all worth different money. Obviously, gold's worth more. And you can exchange them for GP later on, but a lot of people just drop them because they're not worth a whole lot. The golds can be worth like 1K each. But as you're doing the urns, you're getting decent thieving experience while you're also getting those. And then when you check the coffins, there's a chance for a mummy to appear. And the chest as well has a chance of the scarabs to appear.
Something like that.
I think, I can't remember, but so the coffin and the chest also have a very rare chance of giving you the Pharaoh's Scepter, which is worth close to 7 mil.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice thing to get. And then every 10 levels after level 21, you can go into the next room, which will give you more experience. That's where you have to open up the doors, and one of the doors will randomly allow you to go to the next floor. And then each floor will give you more experience, better little items, and a better chance at getting the Pharaoh's Scepter. They have Ranging Guild here. You click on these targets, and you'll shoot them depending on what your ranging level is, whether you hit them. You get tickets that you can buy like rune arrows with and stuff. Rogue's Den. It's like a maze with all these agility and thieving obstacles. And that's how you get the rogue gear for thieving. It's pretty rough to do. I recommend watching a video because I was doing it on my own for a while and I kept failing. And videos will show you a video or a walkthrough will show you these little tricks that you would not figure out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty rough. Next is Sorceress's Garden. This is one I've never actually done. But the idea is you guys sneak around this, not palace, but like courtyard almost. I don't know how to explain it, but this little area, and you're trying to steal squirk fruit to make squirk juice. But the problem is there's a bunch of guards walking around that you have to not be detected by. So the only reason I can think people might be doing this is not so much for the herbs, because you do get herbs as a reward, but you also can get some thieving experience. But it doesn't seem like much. This is one of the mini games that doesn't seem to be used too often. I mean, it's one that I look at, I'm like, oh, yeah, this exists, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Teeth farming?
Plant certain fruits, water them, don't let them die. Once you get like 100, turn them in. Or like once you use up all your seeds, you put them in the deposit box.
Yeah, you'll get like 76 points. something like that.
Use it to never get weeds. You can buy that. You can buy seed box to store some farming seeds. Buy your farming outfit.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good rewards from it, right?
Yep. They're looking to change it with the farming rework, his city's house rework.
Yeah, that's right. They're gonna because it's a huge area right now, but you'll never really you'll bump into maybe one person, so it's all right. The worst part about it though is if you disconnect, you lose like your points and whatnot.
Yeah, and you mainly get your experience from the turn-ins, or that's where you get your experience from.
Yeah,
so you can waste like 10 minutes at a time if you DC.
It's not bad experience, but it's very click intensive. You gotta be on point. You can't look away for a second.
EHP wise, not the best, but if you just want to get farming done now, it's not too bad.
So you do that in between your runs.
But I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I got the farming outfit and I wanted to kill myself by the end of it. It's so bad.
Next, we have Trouble Brewing. Most people are only ever going to do this one time, and they're going to AFK it the whole time. It's for a diary reward. It's a diary requirement to complete it. But besides that, it's dead.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea is you're split off into two teams, and you're trying to make alcoholic. You're trying to make some rum that are worth points. And there's a bunch of different jobs within it. There's resources you need to gather that are... So you're each in a hut where you're making these drinks, these kegs of drink. And there's resources outside of the area you can collect. And you'll put them into your brewing machine, your brewery. But the cool thing about it is that, let's say you're on Team Red, and Team Blue seems to be doing a lot better than you are. You can take tinderboxes and stuff like that. You can go over to their side and start burning their stuff. So then they will have to then repair their machine in order to keep going. When I did my one time, I was going hard. I wanted everyone to be participating, but people would just be AFKing. I decided to start going over and sabotaging the other person's brewery. I can't even say that word. Holy fuck. Yeah, the other team was getting kind of upset because they didn't know what to do when something was on fire. And they were why isn't this machine making any rum? And it's oh, this thing's on fire. Well, why is it on fire? Because this idiot over here keeps burning our shit. I always thought it had a lot of potential to be fun, but if more people played it, unfortunately, they just do it for the reward of the diary. There's some cosmetics you can get, like different pirate flags, and there's pirate outfits. I remember when it first came out, it seemed like they put a lot of work into it only for, now nobody uses it, but it's like that with a lot of mini games. If there's not a good reward from it, it's not really going to get played. Next is Volcanic Mine. Deagin, you're going to have to explain this one, because I've done it one time, I think. I didn't do it well.
I just did there's a lot of different methods, but I didn't even really do it. That's the thing. I just did the solo method for points, where you go in, you mine these things, you check it, and then you kind of just walk out.
True.
But the whole goal is that you and a team work together to keep the pressure of certain 3 or so vents equalized, and then everyone will work together and mine this big ball of whatever that kind of rolls through, and then you break it down, you get some stuff, some ores. But yeah, cool. Generally you just solo and do the points method that Wooks has a guide on it, how to solo it and get the points.
Oh, that's probably so overcomplicated.
No, it's actually pretty easy. I mainly did it so I could cast, what is it, Ultra Compost, the lunar spell. But yeah, you can buy random things there. That's pretty much the best one.
Cool. Next we have Shades of Morton. Outside of Berg de Rot in Morton, there's a temple basically that's usually destroyed, and your goal is to basically repair the temple. And while this is happening, these shades will appear and start attacking the temple, destroying it. So what you're going to need to do is repair it either faster than they're destroying it, or you're going to need to kill some of the shades. And there's a reward from it, which is you get these keys, and you can go down. Well, you actually get these, and it seems like one of the, I don't know if it's the main reward, but people will do it. It's part of a quest, first off. So that's why some people are doing it. But also you can get these shade keys, and it unlocks an underground area where you can go and basically use the key to open up a chest and possibly get some good loot. That's where you get the Amulet of the Damned, which gives the Barrow sets a bonus effect. Anyways, next minigame is Taibo One-Eye Cleanup. You basically go around that little village with a machete, and you start clearing parts of the jungle. You can repair some of the fences. You'll sometimes get attacked by other, I don't know, they're villagers, but these like tribal dudes that you'll have to kill. But yeah, the main reason people are doing this, well, if you're an Iron Man, you do have to do this for the Karamja Diaries. You need a gout tuber. So the gout tuber you can get when you are hacking away at some of the jungle, but it has a 1% chance of appearing once you've hacked a part of the jungle. So it's super rare to get. Things worth like 800k. So Iron Man will have to get that if they want to do it. Otherwise, maybe buy it. I don't know. You can also get trading sticks, which is used as currency within the Taibai One-Eye Trio, or Taibai One-Eye Village. Next is Birth Rope Games Room, which actually we'll be having an event there in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go there. No one's ever there. But you can play board games like Connect 4. You can play checkers, and you can play this other game. And I don't even understand how it works. There's a third game there that just seems confusing as fuck. The next one is Rat Pits. I don't really know why they put this in there because it isn't really fun at all. But you can bring your cat. You and a friend can bring a cat, and you can challenge each other to see who will kill more rats. You can stake, but the maximum is 5k. Next, we have Rogue Trader, where you'll basically be given a box, and in order to open it, you'll have to do, it's like a Sudoku, but with the runes. A lot of people just end up going to like a Sudoku solver. Hey, if you enjoy that type of things, you can do that with the runes. But if you want to do blackjacking, I believe you do have to complete this. Blackjacking is a way to get a pretty good thieving experience where it's not AFK at all. Next, Tears of Guthix. You can go there once a week. If you've got either, I think it's 1 quest point or over 150k experience, you collect these tiers. You have like X amount of time to do it, depending on how many quest points you have. And then a bunch of experience will go into your lowest skill, aka agility or rune crafting. That's what seems to be what everyone uses it for. And that's it. They have treasure trails here, but that's just clue scrolls. We're gonna really classify that as a minigame. But yeah, that's the list right there. If you're doing any of these minigames, you go to the minigame tab. You can usually teleport to one, or you can maybe go to a CC meant for it, and it'll tell you what world you can go to if you want to play it. Yeah, that's all the minigames.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Rev Caves. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have like a favorite. I don't really do mini games unless it's like Slayer Task, Jad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's none that I like particularly seek out to do. Maybe just like Barrows, because that's considered the. But I only do that on Slayer Task. I don't know.
There's actually one they didn't even have on the list. I forgot about. Last Man Standing.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
No, it died out. And it's unfortunate because it was pretty fun. But yeah, you would go in with only a spear. And you had max stats. Everyone did. And you would search huts. You'd search like wardrobes and chests to find more gear and food. And you could fight each other. Unfortunately, you need 25 people to actually do a round, and since no one plays it anymore, like you can't do a game. Because at least with Castle Wars, you can wait with 2 people, and eventually it'll start. Last Man Standing, you need 25, so unless you have 25 friends you can bring with you, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
No one's really running past that area. Anyways, yeah, that's it. I think my favorite one, I'll have to go with probably just the Tazar Fight Caves. Or Fight Pits, only because of all the memories I have playing it back in the day, where I'd spend like countless hours there. I used to alch there to watch other people fight. It was just awesome. Just a lot of fun. But those days are over with, aren't they? Before we move on to the end of the show, we are having Bhooley had his Blacksmith Giveaway over on the weekend, where he did his raffle, and congratulations to Chick on winning the Dragon Longsword. He is the lucky winner. So hopefully we can see like a screenshot of it once it's on the wall or something, because that'd be pretty cool. I like when people send those because it's...
You mean a picture?
What'd I say?
Screenshot.
Oh, well, you can maybe take a picture and then screenshot that off your phone.
Take a picture on the laptop and screenshot that picture.
Yeah, there. Yeah. See, exactly. That's how you can do it. Anyways, we have our event coming up. The date is planned for November 10th. We do have our signups up right now. You can let us know on, Twitter or Facebook, or if I'm in game, you can let me know. Just tell me your username on any of those platforms, and I will add it to the list. I do recommend Facebook, email, or Twitter because then it will be cataloged. So if I, for some reason, mess the name up, or maybe I forget to write it down because I'm busy, or if maybe I'm AFKing and I don't respond back when you send me it. But you can also go on Discord. We have a channel set up for the Connect 4 tournament where you can give us your username. You can just sign up right there. We're probably going to close it a week before the actual event starts because I'm going to be setting up a bracket where you will see who you will be facing. If enough people show up, we will maybe make it a 2-day event, maybe on the 9th and the 10th, which is a Friday and Saturday in the evening, EST. Anyways, what is it? It is a Connect 4 tournament where the winner will be winning some monetary prize, probably, which will most likely be a bond, so that if an Ironman participates, he can still win a reward from it. Anyone can participate as long as you're a member. Just sign up before we close it, and yeah, you're good to go. Anyways, you're probably wondering, well, how do we get in contact and all that fun stuff? As always, our in-game clan chat is WildCC. Our Twitter's @TheWildernessRS. Our Facebook is facebook.com/TheWildernessPodcast. We have a group linked to, so if you want to discuss more RuneScape stuff on Facebook, you can do that. Our email's TheWildernessPodcast@gmail.com. And our Discord is pinned on both Facebook and Twitter. And Deagin, you got some stuff.
Twitch and Twitter, DeaginRS.
All right, and my Twitch is the Dilz. I don't stream at all, but I am hoping that I can stream this event because that'd be pretty fun. And yeah, that's about it. Alrighty, so our song of the week, on the topic of minigames, we're going to go with Castle Wars. And guess what that one's unlocked?
Fight Caves?
Close. Castle Wars.
Damn.
It says unlocks during Castle Wars fighting for Saradomin. Anyways, prior to an update, this music track was named Castle Wars, all one word. It is still listed as such on the RuneScape Original Soundtrack Classics album. It was composed by none other than Ian Taylor, the godfather of the RuneScape music. God, he makes a lot of the music.
Oh, yeah.
What a creative person.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to episode 107. And until next week, we'll catch you then.
Yeah, have a good one.
Hope those grinds are going good. Keep scaping on.
Keep gaming, gamers.